and today's chat is going to be about setting realistic expectations for yourself, whether it's for any goal that you're working on. So yesterday I talked a little bit about goal setting, and that it's the end of the year and people start setting goals for the next year, and people make New Year's resolutions, which 80-something% of people don't keep after like February 17th, I read in an article. And I think one of the reasons are, I talked about this a little bit yesterday, is that people give up because it doesn't happen fast enough. We are a culture of immediate gratification, and people just give up too soon. And I think for me, for what I've learned, and I always talk about weight loss first, but it can really apply to any part of your life, is that when I've mentored people for weight loss, they have unrealistic expectations, especially with weight loss, healthy eating, and exercise to build muscle. They have unrealistic expectations. So what got me thinking about this and inspired me to do this chat was this morning early when I was drinking my coffee, before I started work, I started going over my goals for my Happy Lifestyle Living company, my brand that I'm building. As I talked about earlier, I'm getting my first shipment of I had the samples, but I changed the packaging and the labeling a little bit the other day. But I'm getting my first shipment of inventory of my health and beauty products. I'm going to start selling about 17 products. But I'm working getting my website up first, which will have the products on there. But the website is I talked about this, some of you may not have heard this before, about cataloging 250 of my top recipes to start off with, my Monty chats, product reviews, where to buy the products, kitchen gadgets. And a lot of you, when I post things, you can't find it on Instagram because it's not like categorized well, and some of you don't know how to click the little television icon just to see the videos, and it's not easy. I know it's not easy for you guys to find. So I'm hoping the website will solve that, and hopefully I'll have a lot of fun stuff for you to buy, or just information for you to come and find whatever you're looking for to make a recipe and to help you, like my slogan says, live a happier and healthier life by using all these products, learning these tips from me on how to cook things and exercise and all of that. And eventually I'm going to do an exercise section, but that's going to come later. And one of the things I was going through this morning is I'm spitting out a whole bunch of stuff to you, and I was spitting it out in my head of all the things I wanted to do, and I said to myself, okay, I've got to set realistic expectations so I don't feel overwhelmed and I don't get discouraged. So the first thing, the website is the most important thing. The products are secondary, right? The website, so the better I structure the information and the less questions you ask me, the more time I have to do other things and come up with new recipes, do other new things. Because I do work a full-time job. I'm taking a little 10-minute break here to do this chat. So once I get the website up and I get the recipes all uploaded, all 250 recipes and pictures and all that uploaded, because my web designer is just going to set up the area and I have to upload all the content, obviously. And then we're going to get the health and beauty products up. I'll just give one little product a plug right now. This is the Tea Face Mist, and you're supposed to, I got a new packaging. It's going to be in a brown bottle, but this was one of the first samples I got. And it's supposed to be used after the moisturizer, and after you cleanse your face in the morning and before you use the moisturizer. But I find it's kind of like refreshing. You just like, if you want to during the day, you just feel like you want to a little freshen up. Just 3 spritzes. I missed my face once. 3 spritzes. It just kind of almost feels like, and going like this, I almost feel like I just washed my face. It's got green tea and fruit extracts, and it just is kind of, it's a great product. You can if you're ladies, you can put it in your purse or put it on your desk. Just want to feel a little refreshed without washing your face, you can spray that on. So anyway, so getting back to the chat. So after I get the beauty products up and the website is up and I get feedback, I'm going to baseline it that you guys now can find everything you want when you want it really quickly on the website. Then I'm going to take all the recipes, and I don't know if I'll do all 250. I'll have to have somebody help me with this to decide, because sometimes you need an outside opinion on how many recipes I should do in the first book. Because once I have the Word document almost done with all these 250 recipes and the pictures, it'll be really easy for me to dump it into a book. I may even hire somebody and say, here's the Word document, here's the pictures, go put this into the book format so I can publish it electronically. I'll be able to put electronic books on my website. and I'll also be able to self-publish. But that's a lot to take on even for a year. Getting a website up and running with 250 recipes, all these different sections I'm gonna have, recipes, entertaining, cooking with kids meals, Monty chats, my list of favorite products that I buy in the store, my list of my favorite kitchen gadgets, and where you can buy all this stuff. That's a lot. And then to do a book, and then other things, it's a lot. So I'm setting a timeline for myself. I set this morning what I'm going to do first and the order in which I'm going to do things, and then I'm going to put it into a timeline for the year, my year plan. Like you do that in business. We do quarterly planning, yearly planning. I'm just going to do the whole year up front, and every quarter I'll review and determine where I'm successful, and what the modifications I need to make. And so you should treat your life like a business, and you should set the right expectations. Goal setting, very important. I'm going to do another chat on goal setting. I've done several of them, but now that it's the end of the year, I'm going to do another one on SMART goals, which we use in business: specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. And I'll go through that before the end of the year with you guys. But the moral of the story is not to take on too much at once. When you take on too much at once, you're overwhelmed, and then you get disenchanted, and then you give up. So I think I've set my steps and what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. A lot of people saying, oh, you should do the book right away. You know what? I've decided the priority, I'm going to do the plan, because thinking about doing the website and the recipes and the health and beauty products and the book all at once makes me want to just jump out a window, right? So I'm not going to do that, right? And then let's talk about realistics. I always try to relate this to weight loss and health, because this is what I primarily chat about on the website, right? This is what Happy Lifestyle Living originally was created with, health, fitness, diet, mostly diet. So realistic, what is a realistic amount of weight you should set as a goal? 1 to 2 pounds. I talk about this all the time. Any article on nutrition and weight loss, any person who I think really knows their stuff is going to tell you what comes off slowly stays off. And if you do these fad diets and you lose like 10 pounds in a week and a half, 2 weeks, it's going to come right back on. Like some of these, I'm not even going to mention the diets, but the crazy diets. So 1 to 2 pounds, typically for a woman, they lose weight a lot slower than men. I'd say 1 to 1.5 pounds. A guy, 1 pound to 2 pounds. I'm right in the middle. When I'm dieting correctly over the years, I always consistently lose 1.5 pounds every single week. That's usually what I lose. And then I would say, and again, this can be, being realistic can apply to anything, not just weight loss and exercise, but we're going to talk about weight loss and exercise right now. Make sure that you're doing baby steps. So if I was to give you a plan, not really knowing that much about you, I'd say this is how I would do it for, let's say, called weight loss and exercise. Baby steps. Download a calorie counter like Lose It or MyFitnessPal. I'm not going to say one's better than the other because I've only used one, so I can't tell you if it's better than anyone. I use Lose It, I like it. I know that people use MyFitnessPal and some other ones and they like that. So just, I think, find one. Start tracking your food. I always say track, or you're going to gain it back. Tracking is counting calories, because it's all about calories in, calories burned at a base level. Most nutritionists and exercise people will tell you that. And then you can build upon that with eating cleaner and no sugar and no artificial sweeteners, but baby steps. Don't try to do everything at once. Start tracking your food first. That'll be educational when you see how many calories are certain foods that you eat, and then finding out what the goal of calories you need per day to maintain your weight. And if you want to lose weight, you've got to eat under that calorie level. And then if you're going to start exercising, I'll say start slowly. First, baseline on the calories and feel comfortable with that. Then once you do that, you want to start exercising. Maybe start exercising slowly while you're doing the calorie counting at first, but not more than 3 days a week. Right? If you start 5 days a week and you exercise and you're hurt, you're sore all the time and you're tired all the time from all that exercise, you're going to give up. So start with 3 days a week. Also start with the intensity level low. Don't watch a YouTube video exercise that, like these ab videos that I do, that are just so brutal. Don't start with something like that. Start with something that is listed as a very beginner type of exercise. If you're doing weight training, start with low weights. Something very interesting is that when I was a certified trainer years ago when I lived in Colorado, and one of the things that they taught us is if you have somebody that's really heavy, have them diet and do low weight, high rep to get their tone down and get their size smaller, because that'll excite them more. Because if you have them weightlifting and building muscle on top of the fat they already have, they're not going to see as drastic a difference. And that's what I always tried to do when I gained the weight, is try to do high reps, low weight until I got down to the weight I was, and then I would concentrate on building up the muscle and doing heavier weight. So very important. And then, you're gonna have good weeks and bad weeks, and towards whatever goal you're working on, right? So I always say it's like the stock market. You don't see that everything just goes straight up. Everything in life is an ebb and flow. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. The important thing is that you're trending in the right direction, right? So you shouldn't give up if you have a bad week, because I always say we are perfectly imperfect. And that's the way we're meant to be. Nothing in life is perfect. No process, no blade of grass, no nothing is perfect. Why should you think you are going to be every single week? It's unrealistic. And the only thing I would say is that work on your consistency. Don't work on being perfect, being consistent, that you're consistently doing what you should do, whether it be tracking your calories. Now you may go over, but as long as you tracked it and then you have it in record and you can see, well, I didn't lose weight this week because I went over my calories that week, and it's there. Being consistent with the tracking, even if you're going over. Being consistent with the exercise, even if you can't do a full workout that day, but let's say you've made a commitment to work out 3 days a week. Instead of missing a day, maybe do 15 minutes rather than the hour workout you were doing. At least you're doing something. Today I took notes because I wanted to make sure I covered everything. I don't always do that. But anyway, and also don't harp on the fact that you are not where you want to be in your fitness level or your diet or exercise. Don't harp on that fact. Start thinking about the fact that you are doing all the right things to get where you are. I always tell people when people are depressed and they're having problems, I learned this in psychology when I was doing my psychology training. I have a degree in psychology, and also through therapy, right? When something's really bothering you, at least if you're in a bad situation or a situation that you're not happy with, you can say to yourself, you know what? The actions, I always talk about repetitive action. The repetitive actions of doing things tells your brain, I am working on improving the situation. So if you're just gonna say, oh, woe is me, and I'm overweight, and I'm out of shape, and my life sucks, blah, 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 blah. Just the aspect of eating healthy or exercising, you're telling your brain you're doing something to change your current situation, and that eventually you will get to where you wanna be if you do it consistently. Right? I think that's another thing why people just give up, because they feel overwhelmed and that they can't accept where they are in that point of their life. But if you are working towards, and you have a goal and a plan, and you have it written down, and you're reading it, and it's in your brain that this is what I need to be successful, and you know what, I'm not there yet, but I'm working on it, and you can celebrate your successes. I worked out today. Rather than going, oh, I look so fat and I'm not where I want to be. I worked out today. I'm on my way to a new beginning. That's what'll help you. Those actions help your brain shift from the, oh, woe is me, I'm so out of shape, or I'm so overweight, to a positive thing. I am so proud of myself. I ate well today, I worked out, and that's gonna get me to where I wanna be. So that was really all that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about setting realistic expectations for yourself. I know I've been doing it with myself for my new company, and keeping a positive attitude about it even when it seems overwhelming. And if we align our expectations and align up all the baby steps to success, we will get to where we want to be, whether it be health, fitness, job, career, or relationship wise. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's chat, and I'll be talking to you soon.